What's up, guys? Hello. Good morning, guys. Good afternoon or good night, depending on where you are. So it's 12 p.m. UK time. How is everyone? How has been your week? So far, how was your week? Trading wise, not trading wise? You guys had a good week or not? So today, Saturday, as always, I'm doing this live stream. So the goal is to analyze the market, looking for opportunities for the week ahead. So that's going to be the main focus of this live stream. Kind of update from the week before, from where we were before, and then make some predictions of maybe what's going to happen. Next. So yeah, usually I start with the dollar index. Main focus is mostly Forex, and dollar index is a great mirror of what we can expect from the major FX pairs. So it's a great asset to analyze because it reflects a lot of what we may expect on the euro dollar, pound dollar, Aussie dollar, dollar CAD, and so on and so forth. And then we're going to go a little bit through the indices as well, so S&P and Nasdaq. Then we go through the major FX, and we finished. I finished with Ethereum, Bitcoin, and maybe some Solana. So that's going to be how the stream's going to play out. So feel free to ask questions, guys, if you have any recommendation of any even asset that you'd like me to take a look at, any zone that you may be interested in looking for setups, we can discuss that zone. So yeah, interact with me along the way. So feel free to ask any questions or to comment. Even if you are not watching it live, you can still make those questions, and I'll answer them on the next live stream. So usually I do a live stream on Saturdays, and then on Tuesdays in the evening around 6 p.m. UK time. That one is more educational. Usually I follow up as well from what I did the Saturday before, but it's more educational, maybe talking about a specific topic and so on. So let's get started. Dollar index, right? So yeah, what happened since last week? So I think we kind of closed. Yeah, the week started, where was it? Yeah, 29 of July. Yeah, 1st of August, it was the beginning of the month. So we basically started the week in there, somewhere in here. We had literally, we had closed these lows, right? So we have been looking at this area for quite a long time, right? So this was kind of the space that I've been looking at. And after we actually broke this low, that was kind of the next target that I was looking for. Maybe some reaction around this support and resistance, somewhere in here. But after that, of course, the final target it will be this demand zone. Initially, when I saw this happening 2 weeks ago, I kind of wished for a deeper retrace, kind of during the FOMC, then price would kind of go down, and that would be kind of the ideal scenario for me in terms of getting the best trade. But what happened during the FOMC, we just used these highs to create that manipulation, that liquidity, and price just continue, and it filled the space immediately. So that's where we were at. Nice approach on Monday, big compression in here towards the key level that you were looking for, which was this demand zone. And after that, you can see that price basically reacted quite nicely from that level, and it just shoot through to the upside. It filled the compression quite easily in just a couple of in a few hours. This is 4-hour time frame, so basically I don't know, 12 hours. That's it for the day. This was Tuesday when the reversal happened. Unfortunately, and across all the major FX, it happened during the Asian session, so no opportunities. I was waiting for that reversal, even on euro, dollar, Aussie, even pound, but it happened during the Asian session. So yeah, it happens. It's Forex, right? 24 hours market open. It was actually around the time that the Reserve Bank of Australia increased the interest rate decision by 50 basis points. Basically, you had all those moves in there. After that, right, you basically broke this high as well. So along here, we can see that this demand, this supply kind of was still fresh, right? You can see that this was a fresh level in there, because literally all these two highs in here, this one and this one, they never really reacted from there. So it was a nice zone to react from, and even on the way up, kind of broke a little bit these lows, or created these lows in here. So this is usually a nice PI when you want to see price reversing, or before price reversing, just breaking some lows, react from this kind of supply. Now the question it will be, is this supply kind of the last target for the people that are buying in here, like from these buyers? Would this supply be the last target? Not so sure. Like, this question is kind of the same as, for example, is this demand zone the same target? Is this demand zone the last target for these sellers, right? Like, yes or no, right? Is price actually eventually is going to continue to downside? This demand can be. It was a nice zone where price actually broke out these walls in here. Price can still go lower. At this point, it respected quite nicely the demand. However, price can still go a little bit up, just to then continue to go to the downside. So maybe this is just a zone where price would react from, reverse, just to then resume the move to downside. Maybe expecting some big retracement from here. In terms of this one, I don't really think this would be kind of the final target for these buyers. I think at least price would go at least until there, kind of feel this price in here. Yeah, at least feel that spice in there. And even after this one, I think I don't know if I mentioned that part Tuesday or last Saturday, when I said that, because what we have in here is already price breaking these highs in here with that FOMC during the FOMC like 10 days ago on the 27th of July, we literally broke these highs in here. And this is kind of an engulf to the upside. This is maybe telling us that price wants to go higher in the future, right? Price could have gone higher straight away from there. However, what we have in here in terms of spices is we had this engulf down, price wants to go lower, and now kind of have this engulf up. It's like if price wants to go higher. However, this engulf down didn't reach the target. Target was at least this support resistance or the demand zone. It was okay for price to just continue to go downside, feel the spice that was already opening with this one, and now price reached in here. And now we have this one that is showing us indication it wants to go higher. For me, for example, if this low had not reacted yet from this demand, or like maybe if this low was somewhere in here, or if by any chance actually had broken this demand, maybe I would be looking in this, so if price had stopped in here or broken the demand, maybe I could still see price, like maybe price reacting from here as a sell and actually reacting and continue to the downside. But since actually price, what he did is actually reacted quite nicely from the demand zone, which is kind of considered as a target. Now I'm more concerned in terms of actually looking for sales in here, in terms of price can react from here and maybe just do this. But yeah, I'm more concerned in terms of looking for sales that actually is going to push price further down. So I'm kind of looking at this level now, just as I mentioned, kind of just a small reaction from here, maybe react from the next level of support resistance, whatever highs we have in here. And after that, I'm expecting price maybe to just continue to the upside. And instead of using this supply zone, this fresh level, as a zone actually to look for sales, maybe you are going to use this level in here as a potential zone actually to look for longs when eventually price retraces in here. I want to see how price is going to evolve from here, how price is going to react in here now. most likely it's going to react a little bit, and then there's going to be some kind of demand zone that's going to be created in here. Okay, so there's going to be some kind of demand zone that's going to be created that's going to make price break through this this level. Yeah, I want to pay attention to that demand zone. However, at the same time, we need to be aware that there's going to be two zones now to look for, right? It's going to be exactly the high in here, kind of maybe as a breakout strategy. So we are going to have that situation happening at this zone in here that can work as a potential zone for price to react from and maybe continue. If price tests this, it's actually even better, at least in terms of the setup that I like to look for, because now we actually have space between this this low that is created because price just reacted from this SR zone, right, from this side that was broken. So we have price reacting from there, and at the same time we are going to have now this fresh demand zone for the future. So that's kind of really nice, because what price will do afterwards, maybe even before getting there, it's going to pause a little bit, kind of respect this level, but most likely it's going to eventually just take this one, and price will just continue then to the upside. So this can be a setup in here. So in reality, you can actually try to look for opportunities in both of them, right? You can maybe even like try to look for opportunities aligning here, because maybe on the lower time frame you actually have maybe some kind of demand zone in there, but this one most likely is going to be the biggest one where eventually price will just go and react from in here. And this is what usually price does. Just flip it, look up and down, and you're going to see that initially price may react from the support resistance zone, and then eventually is going to actually react from the demand zone. Sometimes it's not just that, sometimes actually price reacts, or it could actually maybe react in here, go higher, and then eventually in the future just goes and reacts from here. Or if price by any chance doesn't even come here on the way up, most likely is going to come here when price eventually now kind of reverses. Most likely is going to use the reverses, so we are still looking at around this level. It's going to react from there, it's going to fake out these lows, and this already may work now as an engulf to the downside, and price may retrace, and then price will maybe just continue in here, right? So these zones that are left behind, and they can use really nicely as a zone for price to react from, either in the future. They can provide information where price wants to go next after breaking them, and so on and so forth. So yeah, just looking at these support resistance supply demand zones, it's actually quite nice. Knowing when to expect them to actually kind of hold price as well. In this case, for example, should you expect price to, should you expect this supply level to hold price down now in here, like question mark, like yes or no, right? For me, it always depends of actually where price is coming from. So where actually this low is reacting to on the left side, is there more space or not to the downside? That actually helps as well. Of course, then the approach towards this zone can also help. Maybe it's going to help to find maybe some opportunity. Maybe we're going to have some breaks of lows in here that price can react from there, just react from here and go higher. Or if we actually start breaking some lows on the way up, maybe that can be a good sign that maybe this level is actually going to result. It is going to be respected. So usually it's kind of, you can almost get your answers or your information even based on what price is doing before even gets there. It's where it's coming from, it's how it's approaching the zone, is actually where kind of where is the next target for the levels, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's not exactly just the zone itself, is the story that price is telling you around it. So yeah, literally that's kind of what I'm looking for on the dollar index. Again, personally, I was actually still expecting when price was moving a little bit further down in here. I can just let it rest. When actually price was now making this move down, I was wishing for price to get a little bit closer to this origin in here, to this demand zone, And that was kind of what I would like to have seen price doing. So it could actually give me a little bit more of a better risk reward. Of course, again, I don't trade dollar index, but I'm basically, you can look at the euro dollar, it's exactly kind of the same situation that is going on in there, right? So when I mean that I was looking for price to get a little bit closer, it was actually then, in this case, for euro dollar to get closer to the highs, look for it. But either way, there was actually a really nice setup in here. And I actually got, yeah, just before the NFP data, that it was a surprise to everyone. Basically, 500,000 people got jobs last month, when they're expecting like 250 or something like that. So it was a big, it's incredible now what's going on in the market. Like good news, any good news that come out, it looks like it's a bad news in the moment, the way the market react to it. Because if it is good news, then the Fed most likely is going to continue to hike at the same pace that has been doing it, when kind of the market was wishing that that the job, that yesterday the numbers were kind of bad and not as good. That's kind of why we saw the Nasdaq and so on going down as they did, and then retracing and then going down again. It's just funny nowadays what's going on with the data that comes out. But yeah, what I was looking for, then when on euro dollar, I'm even going to show even better. Come on, guys. Guys, in this case, institutionals, right? ITs or whatever is placing the orders in the market. How can you not do this small fake out in here? How can you just completely shoot through to the upside and not take all these stop losses from these guys? Yeah, it was literally hilarious. Because there's such a clean supply, a fresh supply on euro dollar on the world time, created on the around the Asian London Open yesterday. And yeah, price just respected all those highs and instead of just making, if I was the IT guy, if I was institutional guy, I would just kind of fake out all those highs, stop loss, and I would have taken the stop loss up from everyone. Yeah, they're getting lazy, these IT guys. Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for yesterday for the NFP. I was expecting price to go, the dollar actually to go higher. I was looking for maybe price to spike from here and go higher, or even to go a little bit further down and then to continue to go higher. I was kind of bullish on the dollar index. That was my bias yesterday. But yeah, it just completely shoot through to the moon. No fake out, and now we are here, right? So we are now reacting from this level. Kind of expect tomorrow maybe for price to open. Not tomorrow's Monday, for price to open kind of, and maybe still continue in the same direction to go a little bit higher, and then let's see on Tuesday. Yeah, let's see how when price gets somewhere in here. Let's see what exactly is going to do. Right, we're going to create this double top in here. So that level was taken in here. Price went a little bit higher, and I'm expecting actually price to go higher. This was kind of a nice supply zone that was ignored, so maybe can be a good zone for price kind of react and continue. The reality is that price kind of, yeah, it left this month and it kind of left this one behind as well. Maybe for the future, we'll see when price is going to come all the way back here and collect them. Overall, actually, where price reacted at these lows, it was quite nice. You can see I even have it here, right? So these were the two spaces that were still available. So price had taken this one. This one was still available in here with this demand zone, and then this was literally the other one, right? More at the extremes, more at these lows. So price just decided to react from here, went up, it broke the highs perfectly, but yeah, it just literally left this zone in here. But price decided not to take it. Yeah, so let's see. And if we do go higher from here, so let's just try to see where to next week. Just try to see what can happen in here. I think here, 1 second. By the way, guys, you can ask any questions if you want, of course. If you agree or don't agree with me, just feel free to let me know in terms of the levels. I think this one is already an engulf up somewhere in here. I think this one already broke this one in here, so kind of it's taken. So I would like to see price even going a little bit higher. We had all these levels in here that were kind of faked out. This could have been kind of a EM pattern that it was not respected, so some reaction in here could happen. I could see that happening. But eventually, I kind of, if price does break this high in here, I would like to see price going a little bit higher. I would like to see dollar index to go a little bit higher. Yeah, maybe in there, maybe there's still some orders in here, and eventually to go above. I think I mentioned this level before, kind of going a little bit above this level, maybe go somewhere in there. But yeah, let's see if price actually does break this one, and if it just reacts from here and maybe resumes to the downside. Yeah, when I'm trying to look for these levels, I'm trying to see fresh levels first of all. Maybe this one, yeah, maybe some orders in there, and I try to also to see which levels kind of in here they were not respected, and they should have been respected, but they weren't. So usually that can be also a good zone for price to react from. Yeah, and then it always depends on the approach. The approach always helps as well to see. Then of course, if this is kind of a mid-level zone, maybe I'm not expecting price to react from there and to go all the way to the downside. Maybe just some more reaction. So my expectancy in terms of targets, it will be kind of lower. Of course, it depends as well how the approach is, if you're breaking lows on the way or not. Yeah, so it's going to depend as well on that aspect. But yeah, let's see if price respects it well. It goes higher, if it decides to go all the way back down to this demand zone and then maybe continue. Yeah, I'm not really expecting price to go all the way back down, but let's see. Yeah, this was literally just a completely strong move to the upside. Yeah. What I've seen is actually price going higher, retrace, and then at least manage to create a new high. Like this next high, it would have been kind of important to see, which didn't really happen in here. Price actually respected the high, so yeah, question mark in there as well. Because I would like to see, like when you have this kind of news, I like to see price, okay, shoot through, kind of retrace, but then still manage to gain some momentum, even if then kind of closes with some kind of retrace, but at least it managed to break kind of a new high in there, and not just kind of pause it, respect it, and continue to go down. Yeah, just what I like to see. Okay, so we are going to move on now. Yeah, let's take a look at the indices. S&P. Yesterday for the news, and the reason for that is, yeah, this supply in here, price got really close there. I don't know if you touch it or not. It got really close. Almost touched it. Almost touched it. But the reason for that is, actually I was talking with a few guys as well. I don't really trade indices, but I decided to start looking for the indices, almost to trade them, to pay attention to look for a sell on Thursday. And Thursday was a terrible day to look at the indices, because it was just don't vote. We're not voting now.
Don't cry.
Maybe 15 minutes. Hello. time frame. Yeah, you can see how terrible these moves were. Maybe not so much on this 1 hour time frame, but on Thursday it was absolutely terrible to look at the indices. It was just spikes up and down, up and down, up and down. But one thing that I was looking at, especially I think if you go to the 15 minutes, I think you can show it on the 15 minutes, that part. It was kind of this demand zone, kind of this zone in here, this level. So I was looking at that because I wanted to see this being broken before I actually any sell. A guy was saying, yeah, I'm looking for sales in here. Yeah, cautious with that. Let's wait first for this level in here to be broken. Because at this point we had created all these lows and it was respected. We even created a new high, okay. And then we finally, on Thursday, we actually managed to break these lows. And price just continued to be choppy a lot until eventually we had this, until we actually have this move down. But because of this break of this demand zone that happened on Thursday, that was the main reason that I was kind of looking for sales on the, that I was with my bias, bearish bias on the indices. Because this literally opened the door. This opened the door to the downside. And yeah, that's usually what they do just before the news, even during the same day or the day before. They break some structure, then they continue. If in a bit we're going to look at Nasdaq. On Nasdaq, in this case, S&P actually broke the high first. On Nasdaq, they actually first broke the low, and then they created a new higher high, and then they created the move down. Yeah, they just created the move down. So all this was kind of compressed. Price just took the low, and yeah, this is kind of the next demand zone that was in there actually, which our price eventually reacted to. Yeah, next demand is in here. Yeah, just follow through, right? Yeah, doesn't mean that price is going to break and now it's going to completely go to downside. No, play zone by zone. If the zone was already broken, maybe then you can start looking for the next one, then the next one, and the next one. But before actually those zones are broken, just play zone by zone. Especially when the move is still getting started. Yeah, especially when the moves are still getting started at the top. Yeah, if these two levels have been taken already, maybe yeah, you can completely check through. Even if after now price kind of react from this demand, it's maybe just a small reaction. Price will continue. But if the levels are still at the top, like in the beginning, be cautious. Maybe it's still not the moment actually that price is about to do the big reversal. Maybe just reacting from here. Maybe going a little bit high, create a new high. Maybe now continue. And there's any time that price starts to do that, okay, you can consider that this demand now has been taken. So, okay, this is fresh now. This is no more orders in here anymore. So anytime that price gets close to this level anymore, in the future, it's getting weaker and weaker and easier for price eventually to just break through. Yeah, just similar to this level, like just touch 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, whatever, until it's broken, and now you open space to go down. Yeah, so this was S&P. It's actually a nice KM zone in here. Just before the news. During the news, actually, this was kind of London open. Price went down. We kind of took this low, and yeah, used this left shoulder. Yeah, that's fine. Then this is actually a nice KM move in there. Yep, it's somewhere in there. Some space in here as well. So, yep. And S&P opposite to Nasdaq, right? S&P is actually reacting still from these highs in here. Maybe it's going to continue to go higher. It's still not really a major reversal in here. Price is still kind of respecting these lows and still kind of going up. Price can still eventually create a new high in here. My bearish bias, it was actually kind of just for yesterday move. I'm bearish on the long term, and start paying attention to everything is going on. First of all, in the macroeconomic part of it, but pay attention. Like go study go study S&P with the previous bearish markets. If you're actually bearish, if you're actually kind of in this recession mode, if you're actually not as good as everything looks like for this rally on the indices, go check, go analyze, and compare S&P with 2008, 2001, even 1973. 1973 is actually quite nice. So go compare the retracements, how long has it taken, pay specific attention to how price completely moved to the downside in September 08 and 2000s, after a good kind of retrace during the summer. So this is what I mean. Why not show it? One second. Can you load? Yeah, so that's where we are now. This is 08. '08, '02, yeah, 2000s, and 73 even. Yep, in here. So yeah, so just study how this moves. You can see how price was reacting. You can see the rally a little bit, the retracement, even breaking highs. If you actually analyze the time period, if you take a look in here with the time period from the higher high all the way to here, so even like we are at this point like 240 days. That's more or less where we are right now, kind of 200, 200, I don't know, 250 days. And you can see that the lowest point, it was 17% of bearish market by now, back in 73. Then you had this retracement to the upside, and then after that is actually when all of a sudden you went down and you retraced those 50%, around 50%, right? And it took 600 days, 650 days. If you go study the next ones, 2000, 2008, it was around the same time. Actually, I think now where we are now, nowadays, we actually have retraced, I don't know, 22 or 23%, something like that. And before that, actually on the in 2000s and 2008, it's always kind of a little bit below 20s, a little bit above 20s, kind of, right? It's kind of the same move. Price was somewhere in here. Price did this. This is September. Move down. 08. Where was it? Yeah, price was kind of somewhere in here as well, and then move down. And another situation actually with this with S&P. If you take a look at anytime we have kind of these bearish markets, how they like to target kind of really clear lows. Kind of, yep, we have this move in 2073. Look at the target, look at the lows that they are taking. We have all these lows in here in 2000s. They go below it, and always respecting nice demands, by the way. Really nice demand zones in there. Again, 2008 bearish market. We are targeting now the lows created in 2000s. Again, really nice demand. One more time. That was kind of fresh. Yeah. So if they exactly like to target lows, which low can you see in here, right? If by any chance we are actually going to have that big bearish market, if you have that bias, what kind of lows can you see in here? Is it going to be the COVID lows? These lows in here that are going to target is going to be just this double low, right? If we measure from here from this top to here is going to be 50% retracement, which is usually the kind of retracement that we have on the bearish market. And it's around like 600 days, 500 and something days. But yeah, so this kind of analysis is more macro view, like it's higher time frame. It's not exactly for now, but it's actually something interesting to pay attention to. And yeah, how they like to target even COVID. Even if you see the move on COVID, they are targeting this wall kind of, right? They didn't just stop in here or whatever it is. They actually they went below the wall. They created a new wall, and this actually, again, nice demand zone, nice support resistance level in here with this demand zone. Yeah, so kind of, is this now going to be kind of the new target, the new wall that they're going to attempt to take it before then the rally? Is this going to be the demand, kind of? Is this a good demand zone to look for? Yeah, just let's see, question mark. If by any chance we're actually going to do that for the next 600 days, kind of it's the average or something like that, when you have this bearish market, 600 days is going to be, second, where is 600 days in here? Mm-mm-mm. 600 days, this is still 400 and something. Oh, I still need to go a little bit to the left side. I think it's like one more year of this situation, of this bearish market. Yeah, 500, yeah, around 600 days, right? So 600 days is going to be, yeah, August next year, August, July next year still, of bearish market, if you just look at it like that. And yeah, the behavior is similar. We were still kind of, the first kind of 250 days is still kind of a compression move to downside, like not exactly big momentum, but the momentum actually kind of started in September. Oh, yeah, after summer. So let's see what's going to happen. Hopefully, yeah, let's see if we are actually in this strong bearish market or not. But yeah, enough with this. Yeah, just keep that in mind, which is actually interesting. Nasdaq came all the way back here, retesting from this 13k level, so it's reacting from this triple top in here now. It's completely different zones comparing with the S&P, right? S&P still bouncing in between this level. Nasdaq came all the way back and is kind of reacting from this zone. And again, Nasdaq did almost exactly the same as S&P in the sense of breaking this demand zone. So this demand zone is kind of maybe even more obvious in here, and that's exactly what they did. They took the demand zone on Thursday, and then they kind of compressed, and there you go. They still even took the high, and yeah, nice move in here. Retrace to this fresh supply level in there, and the big move to the downside. Maybe I could see even targeting a little bit more somewhere in here. This kind of support resistance, it was okay to look for as well as a bounce, but maybe I'll be looking more for this demand level in there. And we just broke this kind of strong trend line that we had, and on the other hand, on the bigger picture, we are actually reacting from this massive trend line in here, created from the highs, right? So it was from here since January. We bounced from there somewhere in April, beginning of April, and now we are getting really close to this reaction in here as well, aligned with this level. This is kind of a little bit of a cautious situation for me, because I don't really like to trade with so many highs aligned. Maybe a fake out in there, reacting from here and then retracing could be an option. So yeah, it's something to pay attention to. As you can see, even on the daily, there's still a few demands on the way before even thinking of a major reversal. Yeah, I can kind of delete this. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen next on the indices. But yeah, again, what is actually interesting to me, it was actually the break of the demand the day before, and kind of opened the door for price 10 to just drop. during the news. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to the major in FX pairs. Another situation that I'm starting to look more more often is this indices. So dollar index was one that I was already looking at for a long time, but now I'm starting to look as well at the euro and the yen index. I haven't really found any kind of pound or Aussie indices. If you guys know any, just please you can share it with me, because it's really interesting to see. For example, on this yen index, so we saw dollar yen going all the way down, right? Basically all the yen pairs was moving down until kind of it reacted in here, and that's when we actually had that retrace. Kind of if you see yen in this case kind of going down, you're going to see the opposite on the major and on the currencies. But yeah, we can have this clear supply zone, and if you are aware of that, maybe it's a time to look for the reversal on the yen pairs, which is kind of interesting to see. And yeah, these indices, they kind of help. It's a great indicator, yeah, maybe that you can use as a confluence to look for that opportunities. There was some kind of demand zone in here, good reaction we could see. So this price actually reacted quite nicely from there, and now I'm looking for this next demand zone underneath it, which maybe is going to be the next level, maybe for the end, maybe to bounce from. And if you are aware of this, it can help you, can give you more confluence to then maybe look for those setups. There's maybe something underneath as well that price can go to, but yeah. And usually you see that in terms of indices, it's actually quite nice because there's not much manipulation that you can see around here. If you actually see a demand zone, usually price is going to react from the demand zone, just like you had it in here. This is a clear fresh demand zone. This was never really took it. You can see the reaction straight away, then just react from the next level, and it's going to make a decision, either continues to go up or go down. On the higher time frame, this is kind of the more obvious demand that maybe price wants to go to before maybe it reverses. Yeah, so let's take a look at these ones. Okay, so euro. Hey Pika, how are you, man? Thank you for joining. How are you doing? I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. I hope I did. Thank you for joining. So euro, right? Yeah, I do have so many trend lines in here. Jesus. Just delete some of this. I'm doing good as well, man. Another weekend. It was not the best trading week for me, I have to be honest. Not in terms even of losing. I think I actually, I end up even making some money on during the week, but it was not the best. I missed some opportunities. I was not, What's going on in here? I was kind of upset when I saw this turn across all the major FX on Tuesday morning during the Asian session. It literally kind of, I was looking for it to trade it, and literally it just didn't give me any chance to participate on it. And then I was kind of just waiting for price to get there again. We kind of did it last Friday morning. What's going on, man? Oh, come on. My MT4 is just, it's loading. It's not working. Come on. Okay, 1 second. 24 just frozen. Close the program. Come on. Come on. Deleted. Yesterday I took DJ. It took me out with a few and went my way. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at. Yeah, I can take a look at TJ in a bit. What's going on with my MetaTrader? It doesn't even close. Come on, man. Just close the platform, man. Task manager. Come on. Go. Task. Oh my god, the values, man. A joke. Okay. In task, man. In task. Go away. I don't understand. What the actual fuck? Finally. Finally. Let's reopen this. Oh my god. Yeah, I was trying to close it. It just got frozen. It just was not doing anything. Even into task manager, close task. It was not doing anything. So it's not closing anything. It's reopening now. I finally managed to close it. It's reopening. So when was your trade on the GJ? Was it a long, a short? What would just give me some more details about it, so I can take a look at it. I can take a look at it. And now it just takes, well, it just folded this still values. Okay, this one, minimize it. You. Great MetaTrader. Great. Hey guys. Yeah, as I was saying, not the best week for me. On Tuesday, I kind of got it's not upset. I don't really get upset, but when I saw that the market kind of moved away from all my zones of interest during the morning, during the night, then it was just kind of waiting. So Tuesday, 0 opportunities. Wednesday, I didn't really have any opportunities either to try to look for trades. But then I had them on Thursday. But to be honest, I was kind of still, yeah, I don't know, not right mindset. I have no idea to pull the trigger to actually execute. No clue. Okay, can you go, please? Okay, I think it's on again. It's working. Yeah, it's working. Finally, you guys can see the screen, right? It's everything working now. Euro dollar. Oh, yeah, great. Now I need to do it all this again. Yeah, great. Okay. Yep. Yeah, Thursday I should have had a great day, and I didn't. And this was the level on Euro. So Thursday, you're talking about Thursday. Yeah, let's take a look at that just before even continue with with Euro dollar. So you're saying on Thursday, was it the sell? Was it in here? Was it during the Bank of England interest rate? Was it a short, a long? What kind of trade was it? Was it this one that you just got out by pip? In here? Was that setup? Yeah, I think you can see it already, right? I think you can maybe already see it. Not even doing anything else. I didn't even touch that. But I would be actually cautious with this one. Yes, with this supply level that this I didn't really touch it. I would actually be cautious with that. Which then it's in here. Yeah, it's sometimes, what can you say, right? It happens. Sometimes they are kind of clear levels where we can, where we need to be cautious about. Yeah, I kind of, yeah, we had this compression to the upside. Yeah, engulfing here. So all this compression was nice to be filled. Even kind of broke some walls, pressed, carry on compressing. So this is the new compression, and this is the previous one. Kind of separated a little bit between here. And yeah, so was this a good level to look for sales? To be honest with you, personally, I think I would even just kind of look somewhere in there. We could see now on the 5 minutes that there's kind of some supply in there. Maybe that's maybe a good level to look for. Personally, maybe I would just even looking for there. Instead, not sure if I like anything in here. But yeah, where exactly did you enter? Yeah, maybe there's this supply in there. That could have been a good level. It actually reacted from there a little bit. Actually reacted a little bit from there. On the other hand, what this tells me is that it's kind of an engulf to the upside. Yeah, price actually reacted from the supply. Yeah, you're unlucky. And if did you protect your stop loss above the high, or it was even just underneath it? Like even try to protect above this? Because on this time frame, on the 5 minutes, we kind of see, I kind of see this supply level. Maybe that's actually where I'll try to look for it, or then just the zone above. But there's literally a kind of supply in there that this I never really touched it. So I'll be cautious with that one. Apparently a twist in here. This one didn't really touch it. Maybe did another broker, because it's just a big spike during the news. Maybe another broker actually it kind of touched that level. I'm not sure. But yeah, in terms of looking for a move to downside, yeah, the approach was kind of after breaking some level, yeah, I could see this compression, and you could see all this compression. And actually I can see all this support resistance in here with this fresh, again, fresh level that was not, that this low never really touched it. I think maybe even on the 30 minutes, maybe can even have a better view. No, maybe not. Yeah, there's some kind of level in there that this will actually never touch it. It was actually a good zone to look for a target. In terms of being taken out, it is like it happens. What this information now tells me is kind of this is an engulf actually to the upside. This kind of expecting eventually price to continue higher now. Maybe to go a little bit higher in there. Of course, we have all this kind of supply zone, but maybe we can actually see price going higher, not just stopping there. On the other hand, we actually broke this one, which can be also an engulf to downside, price to go all the way back here. So yeah, trading news, right? Trading news can be always a little bit tricky. Yeah, maybe if you were aware of that supply zone in there on the 5 minutes, you could even at least kind of place your stop loss slightly above it just to protect yourself. Yep. Of course, then this is so fast, there's no way for you to re-enter because price just kind of stopped you out and then just reversed. It was quite fast actually, the move. On the, for example, on pound dollar, it was a little bit more clear the zone where it reacted from. Yeah, just above this size, like I wouldn't really look for anything in here, but you have actually this this still fresh zone in there, just above it, right? That's exactly where the pound reacted from. I know one of the guys that usually watch the live streams, that he's always here on Tuesdays. Yeah, he shared that a short that he took. It was a winning trade for him. He was super happy. It was so fast that he was super happy. Yeah, I think it target above this size, somewhere in there. Yeah, you mark your level on the 4 hour, right? So if you mark your level on the 4 hour, yeah, maybe in here. Yeah, could have. What can you say, right? For me, because this actually broke it, decided to break it, this actually becomes an engulf up. It's always nice to go try to see a little bit on the more time frame, like where this high actually is reacting to in here. Is it reacting from the good zone or not? This may be some kind of maybe fresh supply just above it where price may wants to react to instead in order to fake out this level. Yeah. You're going to catch the, yeah, this time you were unlucky, you got stopped out for a few pips. Next time, maybe are going to survive by a few pips, right? It's the game of trading. Yeah, it's literally kind of the game of trading. Yep, it is. Yeah, but in here actually like this level, I can see it, and then maybe a little bit above it, and eventually all the way up. But yeah, for example, what I mentioned before with the dollar index, with the Japanese or with yen index, is when price was reacting from that supply zone. It's actually kind of when this low was created in here, and you can see also that low turning on the dollar yen, on this pound yen, on the Aussie yen, and the euro yen. Basically, all of them kind of created the same low around the same time. It's exactly when the Japanese index actually made that move in there. 1 second, in here. Yeah, this reaction from this level. Yeah, it coincides with that with all those lows being created on the other yen pairs, which is quite nice. And maybe now, if we go all the way back in here, maybe we're going to see now maybe the reverse, and maybe we're going to see pound yen and so on, finding that move to the downside, which maybe somewhere in here. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen in there. Unlucky for me. So euro dollar, right? It reacted. It opened somewhere in here again Monday. It reacted from this level. It was a level that I've been actually talked about even when price was still beginning to turn in here. I mentioned quite a few levels that I was looking for, and this one was one of them, because again, this small move up, price never really got there, and these small moves up that then price just continues to go down instead of filling the space. They are just one of the most beautiful things that you can find out in terms of looking for a zone in the future where price will react from. This can be used as a target as well in a higher time frame. Yeah, so I did look at this level when price was even kind of starting to go to the upside from here. Actually, I even went short in here because I saw that price finally took a little bit above this high. So I'm not really expecting this high to hold price down. I want to see this high being taken and then to look for shorts. It happened in here during this news, and then, but as you can see, this level, this high, it just stayed somewhere in here. It never really got close to the level in there, which we finally had it in here on last Tuesday. And then that's it. This was during the night. Price just turned, and I've been waiting for the retrace. We had all this kind of compression zone all the way until here, so this is kind of the space to fill. Yeah, this was one of the last as well kind of fresh levels in there. We did have this kind of demand still in here as well, where price reacted for a bit, and this was one of the last ones. This one has been spiked already, this one has been taken, so actually eventually if you break below this one, I'm not really expecting price to be respected anymore, kind of just to continue to go down. And maybe this level can be interesting, underneath these lows can be interesting as well for price to react from, align with this line in here. So this can be something interesting to look for if euro is actually about to continue to go down. And if euro is about to continue to go down, then expect our index to go higher and to get close to the highs again. Yeah, this level actually, it's a nice zone with all this compression. So yeah, underneath here, it was actually already a nice reaction on the euro. Yeah. If you just start paying attention to these compressions that are created, it's just beautiful. You can actually start looking for the trade underneath that level, any fresh level that is underneath in there, it's always a good zone, either as a target or to see some price reacting from. And you can see this was fresh. This was literally fresh, but just price I kind of reacted from. What I was looking for on the euro, again, same thing, beginning of the compression to the downside. Eventually, when price retraces, just expect price to take at least this high, and then let's see what's going to happen next. I was looking for price to go maybe a little bit closer to the highs, or actually just something in here was quite interesting to look for. That was my point of view. You can see again the spice in there. Yeah, there's even a small detail more in there on 1 minute, but yeah, for the future. This was the supply zone that I just mentioned before. So clean, so clear. And why the fuck didn't they spike in here? I had a sell limit in here, waiting for price to just tap in and go down, and they didn't. Yeah, they just managed to respect these guys without take them with so many stop losses above it. It was so clear. They just decided to not do it. Yeah, they just decided not to take those orders. Yep. So I missed the move on NFP. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Price completely moved downside. Okay, reacted from this level. No, because actually this level are still fresh, and maybe there's still something here. That's a question mark. Is price going to just continue down? By any chance, is price going to retrace all the way back here just to collect these orders that were kind of left behind? Is price going to just continue to range? The $0 is going to continue to range up and down from here. Right, it's kind of ranging in between this level in here. So is it going to continue just to do that throughout the month of August before maybe September it starts going somewhere? Again, there's not going to be any interest rate decision, ECB press conference, or even Fed meeting in August. It's going to be just I think 9 or 8 of September, and then 12 of September next ones. So yeah, in terms of looking for big moves, yeah, the fundamentals are not going to be there. Let's see what the euro is going to do. Kind of still like those levels. I could see euro continue to moving down. We did broke out these walls in here, so maybe we can still go down. But on the other hand, even though I did like this level to look for shorts, I can still see kind of price still going a little bit higher. We have all this one in here is based on the low back in 2017-16, and this can still be a good space for price to go and fill before maybe continuing to the downside. So yeah, within this range, again, there's still some orders to be taken at the extremes, so cautious in there. Yeah, I could see euro continue to kind of bouncing in between this range for a bit longer. Again, another situation, just as I mentioned, it's kind of euro still moved a little bit further down, but then it kind of paused. It's not really a retrace and then a continuation to downside. I would have preferred to see that scenario happening instead of just pausing and still respecting the low. Yeah, I would have preferred to see that. So let's see. This is fresh for sure. Everyone can see it. There's maybe something in here as well. Yeah, underneath it, this was okay. Yeah, not so many zones to look now because all these walls have been taken. So this one was taken by this, that one has been taken by that, this one now taken by that one, this one taken by this one, so forth and so forth. Yeah, so all these demand zones are getting taken out, so eventually you're going to see the move to the downside. take a look at pound. Bank of England increased by 50 basis points, first time in 27 years that they have increased with so much, so high, so much. Yeah, expecting a recession back around the last quarter of the year, at the end of 2022, and maybe to last around a full year of recession in the UK. That was their prediction. UK, right? So it reacted from those highs. Yep, it was quite similar. It happened again, kind of, yes, somewhere in here. It happened on Tuesday, and after that, price literally just continue moving lower, creating new lows, a little bit of a retrace in there during the Bank of England. It took its orders. There's maybe something still over there in there, but in terms of compression, yeah, this was a break already. Yeah, you can see this double top in there, this double bottom, sorry. Yeah, nice reaction as well, but I may still see more move to downside. Maybe all this was compressed. Yeah, maybe pound's going to just continue to go down all the way until here. Yeah, that could be an option. Facing this move, right? Just creating new lows, highest lows, new lows during all the week. Yeah. Yep, you can see this level on the 4 hour. It's even more clear. Just underneath is all these lows. Nice one. After that, this is kind of taken. All these looks taken. So this is kind of one of the last zones that was still fresh. Nice reaction. So let's see what's next. If price does indeed decides to go a little bit more further down, maybe there's something in here. Just for price to take this low and then retrace. And then I don't know if the outlet is compressed, for price to come out way somewhere in here or even underneath it. So yeah, let's see on the pound. Anything here? You can see. This one was taken in there. Maybe something in here. Yeah, let's see. Not sure if there's anything in there. This looks has been taken in there. Yeah, let's see how the market opens on Monday. If by any chance price just wants to continue to move over, price is going to respect this level. If there's something in here for price to go to, we have afterwards this triple kind of bottom in there. Let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, seeing how price is going to react from here. We kind of took that one in there, just on 1 minute. Yeah, let's see what's going to happen now. Price is in the middle of the zone, so there's nothing much to look for. It's easier for me to look for this, and when price is going up, this was a good zone as well. Price finally reached this this level. I could still price actually going a little bit higher, but yeah, price just found all this level in here. And yeah, in terms of now moving to the downside, maybe price actually wants to go and fill out this space. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if price actually goes and continues to move down. But maybe before it does that, maybe you can have some kind of a little bit of a deeper retrace, just for price then to continue to go down. Let's see. I think there's maybe still some orders above over there on top. That price didn't really kind of collect them. So yeah, something that I'll be looking for in case price actually retraces. That's kind of that on the pound. It's in the middle, not my favorite. Yeah, pound yen, we took a look at it. Euro pound, it was a nice kind of trend line here compression with the news as well. Kind of it spiked to the upside. I was looking a little bit more further down on the euro pound. I don't even know why I have this one in here, maybe on the lower time frame, but I was looking a little bit more further down for kind of maybe some reaction. Oh, this looks compressed. But yeah, price just decided to respect all these lows, so it is what it is. Yeah, completely price just spiked to next level, maybe somewhere in here. Could be interesting to look for. And that's it. Let's see what's next on the euro pound in here. The price continues to go higher. Maybe pound dollar actually is going to continue to go lower. Maybe until we reach this level. Yep, maybe. Nice reaction from there. And maybe this one could be interesting as well. Aussie. Aussie a little bit similar to pound yen, to the pound dollar as well. So this was a compression, right? So I think I mentioned a few times about this. So we had all this compression to the downside. We can see it. And yeah, this was kind of one of the targets. Kind of when you talk about, as I mentioned beginning of this live stream on dollar index when I was talking about targets. Yeah, a good natural target for the longs from this one could be all the way until here. Eventually it could be even above it. But for now it could have been this one. So price could not really feel all this space in here because all this was compressed. And if we actually have that turn in here, break of this high, we could actually look for that somewhere in there. Price reached that level. Right, you can see it on the day, out 4 hour, it's kind of obvious and clean, nice wick in there, fresh. There was some reaction here first, and then price eventually got there. And then if you kind of flip it now, if that was one compression, now this would be the next one, right? I think I kind of mentioned that as well. Kind of this would be a zone to fill. This was already an engulf to downside. There's an engulf in there, which opens the door even to go further down. And then finally we have that interest rate decision in here. Price just completely moved to the downside. So this is another situation that I like to see. As I mentioned before, after the big move down, I like actually to see a new low being created, right? I don't like to see kind of price just respecting in here and go higher, respecting this low. I actually want to see an extra low being created, which kind of double confirms that, yep, this is kind of price wants to go further down. You can, after this new low being created, you can have that deeper trace, because especially if this high doesn't really retrace all the way back kind of to the zone, we can have this deeper trace and then to look for the next sell, expecting then price to go even further below this low. Of course, it depends where this low actually is reacting to on the left side. But yeah, I do like to see that move, right? So one low, a little bit of a retrace, the next low being created kind of confirms the bearish move. Then of course, go higher, take whatever stop losses are above this high, and then kind of flip it and go down. Yeah, either from the origin over there or maybe some previous demand zone, just as we have in here, right? So price actually in this case, it reacted from this last demand. This is the last demand that originated this move to the upside. So there are a few zones to look for. This is one of them, the last demand that was completely ignored on the way down, so most likely it's going to be respected on the future. This could be the supply level as well, a good level, and maybe something on at the extreme. So in here, and maybe something in there, it will be natural zones to look for price to react from. Personally, I was, I think I talked I was talking with someone, And I mentioned, yeah, I do like this level to see some reaction. There's actually a nice kind of supply and overtime frame in there, but I was expecting price to just compress from here and then to continue. I was expecting price to kind of initiate a compression move, so see some reaction from here, go down, but then kind of eventually compress all the way until actually get to this level, kind of 0.70 level again, and then yes, and then to see the major move to the downside. In this case, price never really did that. Price just literally reacted from here. We have this engulf down. I noticed this one as well. So all this was Thursday. But yeah, I was actually kind of expecting a little bit more and then for price to turn. That never happened. There was actually a nice setup in here to trade for. Again, all this compression, you can see all this compression on the way up until again, this one, it's a really nice zone. This break of these lows. So we have this kind of demand zone that is respected once price goes up. Finally broke it, and then kind of this starts opening the door for price to fill this compression. Yep, price still went up a little bit because this actually is kind of that supply that I mentioned aligned with this demand that initiated all this move up. So nice reaction from there. And then there was kind of the break in here. Yeah, it was around the same time of the Bank of England decision. Yeah, so break then, where price did broke this low, came out the back, and it just turned. But it was in here, in this case, that I was kind of expecting price to go a little bit above it, get close to this level, and then the turn, which never happened. Yep. And you can see in here, just quite nicely as well, taking this double top. Actually, if we first take this low, and then we kind of take just this double top just before the news and goes higher, just to collect the stop losses from these guys. Really nice. Then from the Aussie. However, on the euro, exactly when I wanted that supply level to be kind of faked out and then taken and go down to take stop loss from all those highs, that never happened. It is what it is. So what's next on the Aussie? Yeah, we did reach this kind of hand, this now kind of bottom of this compression, and yeah. So what's next? Price going to go further down. First of all, we haven't really taken the low of the compression, so okay, it reached this kind of final target in here, but I would actually like to see Aussie to go a little bit lower, maybe somewhere in here first, some reaction in here to take my kind of this low from this compression and then go higher, but eventually to continue to downside. So we do have this zone in there, all this underneath kind of looks compressed, and price can just continue to go down until maybe get somewhere in here. Yeah, let's see what's next as well. Let's see how the market's going to hope to open. So this actually was a zone, so this one kind of is still fresh, maybe for the future. Yeah, this one maybe has some orders in there, all the way down, and maybe all the way till here. Yeah, just a few zones to look for. But yeah, compression build for the week. Yeah, if that was the game plan for the week, it's done. Mission accomplished. Price did reacted from there. Yeah, after reacting from here, after turning from there. There's maybe something here, but I do like that level. Okay, so this was Aussie. Yeah, this is EURUSD. EURUSD, I'm still kind of, it's been reacting quite nicely, but I would still like to see kind of these lows being taken. Let's see if that's going to happen or not. Nice reaction from here. This actually engulf up in there. Let's just see what's going to happen. Aussie yen, which was a setup that I mentioned a few days ago, it reached its target. All right, it was that setup that I mentioned in here, with engulfing here as well. It reached its target and it flipped. The target was this next level that was still fresh. All this was kind of compressed in here. This was an engulf down, and yeah, it reached its target and it reversed again. It was around the same moment that Japanese index was reacting from that supply level, and it reversed. If by any chance that that yen index wants to continue to go higher and to go lower until that demand zone, maybe you're going to see this one going a little bit higher, maybe until here, before maybe continuing to the downside. Meanwhile, I'm still kind of like that zone a little bit above it, but there's maybe something in here to look for. Of course, we still have all these supply zone to fight for first. Yeah. Yeah, nice engulf up, come all the way down, and nice move up, reacting from here. This engulf down again. These small engulfs, they are really good to see. They're priceless. Yep, so that's that. Which other pairs are you going to look at? So dollar Canada. So the card, yeah, I haven't really traded this one. Nice zone in there, to zone of the zones to react from. Nice compression all the way down, but dollar card has been just, yeah, I don't really like anything. I haven't really liked the way it has been moving. Nice move down in here, kind of nice fake out to take out the stop losses from these lows. Just afterwards then continue to go higher and we have that move up. But nice moving here. This is something that you want to see, or that usually happens. Yeah, we have the move up, price ranges, and then just before kind of continues. Let's just collect liquidity underneath all these lows, and then we just turn and we continue to go higher. So it's a nice behavior in there. You can see on the 4 hour it doesn't even close below, just literally just to collect all this liquidity underneath it, and price just moves up. We had all this compression. Okay, is price going to continue to go higher? Yeah, maybe it's going to go up all the way until there, or it's just continue to go down. I haven't really traded CAD or even following that with that attention. I'm waiting to see if price gets to a key level, start being interested again. So far, nothing much on the card for me. And our franc Swiss, right? So we created that lower low, kind of as expected. We had this big trend line, we broke it and respected in here. Respecting now this level. So what's next? This low finally is reacting from this level of previous resistance. So nice reaction from there. Personally, I could still see price going a little bit lower to fill actually this place in here without this compression. That's kind of what I would be looking for. Yeah, there was maybe some good opportunities as soon as you saw that this zone being taken. Yeah, again, similar to CAD, is not one that I've been following with that much attention to look for trades, so not really much to say. Not really much to look for. There's maybe this demand zone that was literally left behind in here. Maybe a good level to look for. I think that's why I have this alert in here. So yeah, nice zone. If price by any chance gets there, maybe that can be a good zone to look for. Yep, that's going to be kind of my zone of interest in there. Aside from that, nothing much. Yeah, nothing much to look 4. Yeah, in gold, finally it reversed. It had a really strong move up. It reacted from that kind of double, triple low in here. Yeah, nice reaction. Price just continued to go higher, and now it's reacting from this previous level of resistance, support. I mean, support resistance in there, and it's starting to compress. It's a good zone in there on 1 hour time frame. In the end, price may still go a little bit above it to the 1,800 level, but for now, nice reaction from there. Initially, first reaction as well from this previous level support resistance, even visible with this one. So nice reaction. Again, we had all this compression on the way up. We had this break down, and then price just went a little bit above it to react from here, because this high didn't really reacted from anything on the left side. So it's actually nice to see the fake out happening, and then when we finally have that demand broken, we can kind of start looking for the sells. In this case, price still react from the highs again, but then you can look for it. And if you have this break of the demand of a low, that without this compression, there you go. You can literally attempt to look for the target. When you have eventually the break of this one, you can start looking for that target, not at its lows, but actually all the way back to the extreme of the compression, which is this demand zone in here. Yeah, nice move in there. Price went up again, spike up, down, and this could have actually been a good zone to look for sales. Just a similar move like Nasdaq in terms of the PI in there. Yeah, that was gold. And let's just finish with crypto. Yeah, thank you guys for taking the time to watch it. Again, let me know in the comments any questions, if you agree or you don't agree, and even any zones that you want me to look at. You can write down, like I don't know, euro dollar at 100, I don't know, 99, whatever it is, and then maybe you can take a look afterwards. Yeah, feel free to do that, or ask any questions about anything that I'm mentioning. Then during the next live stream, I'm going to take a look at it, and yeah, and reply it. If you haven't subscribed yet, yeah, do it. So I'm with this resistance level at 500 subs, so help me break it through. Yeah, I would appreciate that a lot. So thank you. Thank you for subscribing. So here we are, Bitcoin, right? So let's take a look at what's going on in here. We did break this low, kind of good indication. So what's next? Let's take a quick look in here. Yeah, we had this compression, price did reacted from there, went all the way down. We did broke this low. So that's actually I can delete this one and actually include this mark. Yeah, something like this. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, we broke it. We had this kind of fresh level in there. I don't know if price touched it or not. Kind of touched it. It touched the low of the week, so it may have touched it. Is this the final zone from these lows? Does price wants to go higher? I would say yes. I would say yes. But let's see. What you start having is yeah, we had the break of these lows in here. For me, it is already a break, and which we just are having now the break in here. Does price wants to go all the way here? Maybe. When was this? Yeah, this was during the FOMC on the 27th of July. So all this move up. We literally break through all this level. Yeah, we break through down. Now it is maybe go to the downside. There's maybe still some orders in here, a little bit above it. That this size never really took it, neither this size in here took it. This was a fresh supply in there as well. Price had already reacted from it. Let's see. Let's see if price is going to go a little bit in here and then to go down. Is anything in here above it? Why do I have that? Yeah, there's maybe this level still. Okay, that's why I have this one here. Yeah, maybe this order still at the origin. Because this high never really good. Yeah, those orders at the origin, maybe some orders in here. And there were these ones. This one has been taken. This one never really reacted from this zone either. Yep. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if there's something in there. Let's see if there's something in here. Yep, this one never really got there. Let's see what's next. Let's see what's going to happen in here during the weekend. I could see a little bit more move to the downside. Price is breaking lows, which is actually a good indication. So I wouldn't mind to see. I wouldn't be surprised if by any chance, yeah, this is what's in golf. If by any chance we start seeing price going a little bit farther down. The question is from where? Is price still going a little bit above it to take these orders from here? Maybe this level as well. That could be an option. Yeah, this one in here as well. So let's see. I'm kind of looking for more move to the downside. We have a twist until here, could be an option. Price didn't even touch this one, did it? Nope. Yeah, a twist somewhere in there could be. Maybe all this is compressed. Yeah, let's see. I could see BTC going a little bit farther down. It's creating that. It's opening those spaces. Let's just call it like that. It's opening those spaces to show the potential to go further down. Yeah, that's Bitcoin, Ethereum. Yeah, on Tuesday I mentioned this level. That was kind of, first of all, I mentioned first this one, price and yeah, reacted, went down. It respected this month. This is kind of interesting. And yeah, it reacted quite nicely from this level that I mentioned in here. And it never really now managed to break this these lows. So which is a question, something to be cautious about it. Is this low broken something or not? This may be an engulf down. You can mark it like this. This may be already an engulf down. This is just going up now. It's kind of compressing. Okay. Oh, it's a compression zone. This can be an engulf down, price compressing. There is definitely still this level in here. Price reacted on the 1 minute or something like that. There's actually a nice supply in there where price just reacted from. It was left behind in here. Check if I can go there on 1 minute. come on, don't have... okay, 1 second. Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, where this big move don't happen in here. There's actually kind of a nice supply where price just reacted from. Yeah, so actually let's just continue now to the analysis in here. This was when it goes down. This is compressed, price didn't really took it. There's this one in here. Compression. There's maybe a new one now in there. Did price took it or not? There's maybe a new zone in here as well. So kind of it start to build the same. So for example, after that reaction, price breakdown didn't really react from here, so it was nice to look for shorts. Price just filled the space. It broke this now. All this was compressed. Price can go all the way until here, or even until next demand zone is in here. So something like this could be something interesting to see. Yeah, up until it reacts from this demand zone. After that, kind of is going to make a decision, either respects it or not. But yeah, this can be actually a nice zone to look for a sell. Yep, I'm going to set up an alert in there, to be honest, just to see if price gives any opportunity to look for a sell somewhere aligned with this level. Yeah, it could be. I could like to see that. To be honest, let's just draw it properly. So some approach in here. It's going to be something like this. It's going to go up, maybe break it and look for that sell. Yep, and maybe all the way until here. This for me is kind of, as I mentioned, compression. Just taken, and this can be the next target. Let's just see how it happens. First, price needs kind of to break this. Yeah, let's see. This could be interesting. Something that happened is we did broke this this low. This is higher time frame perspective. We did reacted from this level. It's just visible on the lower time frame, because on the higher time frame, kind of how this looks like there's space in here. It's kind of, but this was during the FOMC, so there's actually kind of a nice move up, and then there's kind of a demand in there. It's literally kind of where price reacted from. But in the higher time frame, this kind of looks like a possible engulf to the downside. Now, is price just going to react from here? Going to be respected, or are you going to actually have a new higher high? That's a question mark to have in here. So literally, Ethereum is back at the same level where it was last weekend. So last weekend it spent a lot of time around this level, and it's literally reacting from the same zone once more. Right? We are reacting from this kind of great supply in there, and that's originated all this. It's the beginning of all this move to the downside. If we do break that, and if we actually even break above that, maybe there's potential to go much higher in here. So yeah, just keep an eye on it. Potential maybe for more sales in there. Let's see if we get completely rejected, and if these highs are completely broken. As prices touching so many times now these highs, they kind of get weaker and weaker, right? So initially we had the supply, this high, we get a new supply. after now decide, which takes the supply from that one, we created a new supply in there, which was just taken now. This was a second supply created after the move down, which never really got there. It was respected in here. Moved down, it took the demand, and now it's about taking supplies and demands all the way through. Zone in there, touch it. This is a new supply. Let's see what's next. But all these supplies now starting to be taken. Eventually, if you do break above it, maybe expect eventually to move higher. If you just keep respecting them, maybe you're going to have that continuation to the downside. Yeah, maybe the field space, and let's see what's going to happen next. Yeah, let's see what's going to happen next. Next, yeah, I think that's it. Nothing much to add to this. Yeah, we did look at Solana as well last week, so we can take a quick look at Solana as well. Where is Solana? Yeah, Solana last week when I talked about it, it was somewhere in here. Yeah, July 30 last Saturday. I did mention that we had broken this low on approach, so it was actually good. It's always a good sign. Anytime you see some lows being broken, even before price gets kind of to the final target or origin, it's always a good sign. Otherwise, price could just respect these lows and eventually, most likely, just going to continue to go higher. We did broke these lows. It's a great indication. We had this demand, as I mentioned, kind of after the break of this demand, that kind of it's alignment it's aligned with these highs. We can most likely start looking for those sales. I expect price to go all day there. Maybe some reaction from here, but this is not even the zone. This is actually the first demand in here, right? I think you guys can see it. Literally that space in there. A little bit compression in here. This demand, maybe it has been taken by this. And this was a good zone. Demand, supply, respect, and go higher. So let's see what's next. Let's see if price actually is going to continue to go further down. It kind of reached the zone from this level all the way to this level, with this one in the middle kind of showing the way through even before you get there. So let's see what's next in here. Is price going to go all day there? Is price just going to respect it and continue to go down? Yeah, let's see what's next now for Solana. One thing is when price is at the extremes of the zone. Another thing is when price is kind of in the middle. That's a different story. Price can do whatever it wants in here. Either go down or just go up. It can do whatever it wants. Yeah. Yep, I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking the time to be with me. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you stayed until the end, if you watched it, what was the best part of it, if you got any value as well. Yeah, write down in the comments. And yeah, I wish everyone a great weekend. Football is back, so there's going to be plenty of football to watch, which is great. Benfica already won yesterday, so even better. A nice start of the week. I think this season is going to be good, either if you win or not the title, but I think it's going to be entertained with the new manager. And yeah, then Premier League as well. So let's see what's going to happen in there. But good that football is back as well. So yeah, see you guys now next Tuesday for the next live stream. Wish everyone a great weekend, and that's it. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time. Obrigado.